This is the coolest show brought to you by Hip Hop Caucuses. Think 100%.
It's the coolest show you know, keep the culture connected. It's the coolest show you know, in your ear, yeah, respected. Expert level information, entertainment, education. Rev Yearwood got you covered as you hit your destination. Climate rules everything around me. Cream. For those who lost focus, close your eyes and just dream. Open your third eye, now the world is your off. Coolest show you know, it's the Hip Hop Caucus.
Everyone, welcome to the coolest show. I'm your host, Rev Yearwood, and we are still recording here in my home state of Louisiana. And I have the pleasure of being with folks who are family to me. They brought me. I think they made me part of their family, so I'm having at least I get a good meal and cook food when I come here, when I come home. But I have, and now they're famous, so I guess I can't quite do that like I used to do it. But I'm here with newly minted Time 100 Person of the Year, Miss Sharon Lavigne. Yay, clap, yay. And I'm also here with newly minted Shamyra Lavigne Davey, newly minted, married not too long ago.
I am.
So she's still smiling. One of our producers, that's a good sign.
Doing well.
They said that's half the battle, right there.
Yes.
So I'm gonna start with you, then, Shamyra.
Okay.
For folks who don't know, because you are becoming an amazing climate activist yourself.
Thank you.
Speaking all over. I see you now overseas at the climate conferences. You're doing things on the plastic treaties. You're doing it. So who is Shamyra Lavigne Davey?
Oh, I've never been asked that one before. I am a Black woman. I'm a daughter, I'm a wife. I'm a sister, I'm a niece, I'm a cousin. That's the titles that I have. But I am that little Black girl that grew up in between these petrochemical industries. I am a lover of nature and a lover of my community. And St. James is my sanctuary. This is my home. I am a sensitive soul, and I want to see a change happen in my lifetime here. And so I guess at the bottom of all of that, I am a fighter. I'm a lover and a fighter at the same time.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. Miss Sharon, so now you are also a Goldman Prize, right?
Right.
And Time 100.
Yes.
Notre Dame.
Yes.
It's quite a few, right?
Yes.
They all read the bio, right?
Yes.
But I'm asking the same question. Mm-hmm. Who is Miss Sharon Lavigne? But what do they miss in the bio?
You mean what people are missing about me?
What they miss in the bio. We have the bio today. When you worked up there in New York for the Time 100 Person of the Year, they read,
They didn't read that.
They read that, and then when you went over there to the Goldman Prize, they read that.
Yes.
Notre Dame, over across the sea, they read that.
They sure do.
But what's something that you wish, what's something that either is not on there? That you...
A lot that's not on there.
Okay, well, tell us something.
All right,
so
I'll tell you a little bit.
So tell us that,
All
Miss
right,
Sharon
that's not
Lavigne.
on there.
That's not on there.
Okay. I'm a lover of kids. I love the kids. I love doing things with them. I love teaching school. And I missed my kids when I left from teaching school. I love being in the choir, singing on Sunday mornings. I get tired of going to rehearsal because I've been working in the weekdays and I stopped doing what I'm doing to go to rehearsal, but I do go. And I like doing things at my house. I like being outside. I love being outside, out in the yard. We have a big yard, and I like to go out in the yard and walk around. If I was living in the city, I'd have to walk on the sidewalk and the street is there. I don't like that. And me and my brother Milton are real close. I have two brothers. One believed that we can stop Formosa, and the other one believed we couldn't. But we stopped Formosa. He's not coming. And now I'm a fighter. I'm a believer. I'm closer to God. That's one thing, that's a plus in my life. I became close to him when he transformed me. When he transformed me from what I was to what I am today. Sitting on that front porch, looking at the red birds go from one tree to the next. When I see a red bird, I think about change, because I was told it's a change that was coming. And when God spoke to me that day on my front porch, the birds was going back and forth from one tree to the next tree. And I said, I wonder what the change is going to be. Then after God spoke to me, I said, oh, we're going to win. We're going to fight for Moats and win. But I didn't know it would take this long to win. We already won, to be honest with you, because when God spoke, I knew we had already won. But I have to fight. We have to fight to go through the motions, but it's already done. So I believe that, and I became closer to God, and that's a wonderful thing, wonderful feeling. Just like I said, I'm not afraid of nothing, nobody, or ghosts or anything. Not afraid of the governor, no one in this world. Not afraid of him. I'm afraid of a snake, but still in all, I'm conquering that. And everybody know my mother. I'm a grandmother. I was a school teacher. Now a fighter. And now we're spreading our wings out to other parishes. We're going to help other people who are calling on us to help with their fight. And once you follow the calling of God, you will win, because God told me to spread out, to branch this organization out, and that's what we're doing. On the 31st, we'll be in Donaldsonville to explain to those people what's going on, to introduce our organization and what we stand for. And I was told that some people said that I'm keeping them from getting jobs, but I'm saving their lives. They don't know they're being poisoned. They don't know that these industries are poisoning them. So in the long run, they're going to thank me and my organization for saving their lives.
Let's talk about that. Who would you consider your community?
Who would I consider my community?
Yeah.
The people that's in the community, the citizens, everybody in my community. That's my community. Black, white, brown, all
everybody.
Of them.
Shamyra?
Who would I consider my community?
Yeah.
Anyone that looks like me. Anybody that's in the physical location of where we're at in Cancer Alley. And anybody in the frontline community, whether it's in Louisiana or not, because there's a bunch of different cancer alleys around this country and around this world. I consider those to be my community as well.
What is Rise St. James?
Rise St. James is a grassroots nonprofit organization that is fighting the petrochemical build out and expansion of the industries in Cancer Alley.
Ms. Sharon, how did Rise St. James come to be?
When our governor, John Bell Edward, April of 2018, announced that Formosa Plastics would be built in St. James Parish. And when I found out it's going to be 2 miles from my home, I couldn't rest. I went months without resting, couldn't sleep, go to the meetings with the Help Association. We went to meeting once a month. I'd come home and cry. Take my bed, get ready to go to bed, lay in the bed, talking to God and ask God, why you want to put this on us? Not knowing how bad it was, not knowing how many chemical plants we had already. All I knew it was coming. And the people in the organization said, Formosa Plastics is coming. The governor approved it. There's nothing you could do about it. It's a done deal. When the governor approves something, it's done. And all that went through my mind when I'd come home and get in the bed and get ready to go to sleep. Couldn't sleep. Talking to God, asking God questions, but why you want to do this to us? But I wouldn't wait for an answer. I would talk and angry and tell him about it, and I would fall asleep. But I didn't wait for an answer. Except for that one day when I was on that porch, I waited. I paused. I asked God if He's going to let this happen to us. And I told Him, about the house and all that stuff. And I waited. And the little birds was going back and forth. That's when He answered me. I didn't wait all those other times. I realized that afterward. I didn't wait. I just was angry with Him. Because He's going to let us get another one. And 2 miles from me, that's how Rise got started. That's how I got started with that vision from God. That vision. God is the one that did this.
For folks who don't know, what is Cancer Alley?
Oh, that's an 85-mile stretch between New Orleans and Baton Rouge with over 200 petrochemical facilities. And it's polluting big time. And they call that Cancer Alley. The majority of the sickness is cancer.
When you were a little girl, was it always that way?
When I was a little girl, no, indeed. We didn't have Cancer Alley when I was a little girl. We always had clean air, clean water, clean soil, and we weren't sick. When I was a little girl, we didn't have all of that. But then when I was about 13, 14, that's when the first plant came in. Everybody was happy. My daddy, everybody. But I didn't know any better. I wasn't interested at 13 and 14, going to school, and I wasn't interested. But it was clean back then. You could walk out the door and take a deep breath of clean air. You can't do it today.
Shamyra, and this is a little bit of it's a great question, but it's a trigger question. Obviously, you now have seen your mom from your mom. You've seen you always see your mom from day one. You've seen your mom. But you've seen your mom as a mom and then a school teacher, and now someone who is out here championing around the issues of stopping petrochemicals, fighting against Formosa. I'm curious, what's something you haven't told your mom and you would love to tell your mom?
I tell you encouraging things all the time. I always uplift you and remind you of your power.
You sure do.
But I can't tell you enough how proud of you I am.
Ooh, boy, that sounds good.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
At a time when you were supposed to be slowing down, you took off. And you inspire other people. And you inspire us. And you have the strength like I've never seen before. Because the things that would have stopped me, or at least slowed me down, it didn't stop you. And if it slowed you down, we couldn't tell. You did it with your colleagues speaking fear into your plans. You did it while in a community full of fear, with people telling you it can't be done. And you did it, and you're doing it. And I think that Grandpa and Grandmother are very proud of you. And I think that you are exactly who the ancestors were waiting on. And I often I often don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this work without you.
Somebody have to do it.
I don't know.
You have to
I'm still-
you better talk to her, Rev.
I'm still on the fence. But if I was to continue, it would be because of you. I'm gonna exit left out of my feelings though, so.
No. That's beautiful.
Sure is.
I know this was the trigger part. We've had to increase security.
Who, Shamyra?
For you.
Oh, I know. Shamyra getting all that taken care of. I'm not afraid, though. I'm serious. I'm not afraid. I have a gun. It's in the box. It'll stay in the box. But I was told to wear it, to bring it with me. But I'm covered. I'm covered with the blood of Jesus. If I bring a gun, it's to make other people happy, not to make me happy.
I'm also her security.
That's right. She's there with me. Somebody try to do me something, she's going to stop them.
No,
I have to worry with that. have to worry about that at all. Somebody asked me, do I want a bodyguard? I don't need a bodyguard.
For
She is right there.
for folks who don't know and don't understand, let's talk about that, because there are folks who think that Rise and the Lavignes are still in their jobs. And you're not. You just said it. You're literally fighting for our health.
Yes, that's right.
So let's talk about that. If you could also speak to your neighbors who get these false checks and stuff. What do you want to tell them? Because a lot of them, we were in a situation ourselves when we had somebody block us in on a road, and
Yeah.
y'all were amazing. I was there with
That was Frank. Frank
no, it was TC.
Oh yeah, TC.
And they had us, and they had y'all told me to stay in the car.
Yes.
Y'all said, we got this, Rev. I said, y'all something else, boy. I ain't with the Lavigne family, boy. They like, you stay in the car, we got this. And then y'all got your pocket. I don't think y'all got no pocketbooks, but y'all had no pocketbooks and went to work. I was like, y'all are ready. What do y'all want your neighbors to know about the work you're doing? What ultimately, because sometimes I know the other side, petrochemical industry, is saying, and they're doing it even with other people. They're doing it with so many activists here. They're painting so many lies. What do you want your neighbors to know about what you're trying to do with Rise here in Cancer Alley?
I want my neighbors to know that we're trying to stop any more polluters. I call the polluters Satan, but we're going to take Satan down. For most, it's Satan. We're trying to keep the polluters out so we can live and breathe clean air and drink clean water and go back to planting a garden again. And the ones that's against us are the ones that want the industry to come in. They don't realize that it's not just us and our 5th district that's going to be affected. It's the whole parish that's going to be affected. So education is the one that we try to bring out to the public so they can hear what's going on and learn what's going on. And a lot of them came to me to tell me that they understand. And they didn't know we had that much pollution. And a lot of them tell me that we are doing a good job. And it's not just the Lavignes and the Cayettes, it's the neighborhood. It's the members of Rise that's near and far, that's in this fight, that's helping us. And a lot of our members are working. That's why they're not here with us to sit up here and talk with us, because a lot of them are working. And but they're right there with us. And poor Geraldine died. She was a frontline leader with us. And she was a fighter. And she wanted to leave because she was tired of smelling that filthy odor from New Star and Marathon. I'm so sorry you never met her. She died in 2019. Geraldine had everything wrong with her because she's not from St. James. She moved to St. James, got married and moved to St. James, and she said she's been sick ever since. And she have her medical records from the doctor saying that the pollution caused her sickness. I have a copy of her medical records. Her son have a copy too. She made sure she gave me a copy in case something would happen to her. And I just have the records. I don't know if she had hired an attorney or what. Because she's gone, but her family's still there. So the community, some of them are they're on board with us, and some of them come to us and talk to us about what's going on. Some of them come to the meetings. Our newly elected sheriff, he didn't know about ITEP. He came to the meetings twice to learn and find out what's going on, and he said he's with us. And people like that don't know, they come to us and ask us questions.
Shamyra, for those folks who don't know, tell the people, because they are following Miss Sharon, so with Formosa, that story has changed a little bit, right? Some things have happened in the litigation standpoint. You know, I've been fighting on that on the courts. And people need to understand that demonstration without litigation or legislation leads to frustration. The story is somewhat turned. Tell us where we are now with Formosa.
With Formosa Plastics, in 2022, the judge, Trudy White, she sided with us and she revoked Formosa Plastics air permits. And then The judge, they appealed the case, of course, which is their typical thing to do. And the higher court overturned Judge Trudy White's revoking of the permits. And right now, DEQ is appealing for more information. That's the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality, to get more clarity on what the judges brought down. So our court case is in that space, that gray area right now, but we are applying to the Supreme Court to do an appeal of the appeal right now. But, last month, EPA brought down those Hans rules, which limits the industries from being able to emit certain levels of the chemicals. And ethylene oxide is one of the chemicals for most of plastics would have been emitting and creating. So that Hans rule has brought a new day and a change for our community. And it's going to force Formosa Plastics to have to apply and to meet those standards. And we don't believe that they're going to be able to meet those standards, not to make the money that they were trying to make with their state-of-the-art facility. So we are in a place of victory right now with Formosa Plastics.
Right.
Yes.
Speak about also one of the tactics that was used with the ancestral burial ground, because that's important. I think people understand. You pointed that Formosa was trying to build this on burial grounds
Of our ancestors.
Let's talk about that.
Formosa was trying to hide the fact that there were grave sites on the property. And when we found out that it's a possibility that it might be grave sites over there, we contacted Pam Spees, attorney for the CCR, Center for Constitutional Rights in New York. And Gail LaBeouf and myself and Pam went to Baton Rouge to speak to Don Hunter, the archaeologist, and he pointed out some things to us, and he did a study on it. He gave me a thick book, names of our ancestors that's in that ground. And so we have proof that our ancestors are there. We don't have word of mouth. When we do our work, we do it the right way.
That's right.
So we found out that our ancestors are buried in that ground, and we brought it to the parish council 17 months prior to Formosa. Formosa had no intention on bringing it. So we brought it, hoping that the parish council would pull that permit. I was so hurt because they would not pull it. They wanted the plant to come because they had already taken whatever they were given from Formosa. So they couldn't pull it. When you sell yourself to the devil, you can't do anything after that. So if you made a deal with Formosa and you come in and you took whatever you took, you can't go back and reverse it. So many things might happen to you or your family. So I know that already. So I was hurt because they kept telling us they didn't want Formosa to come in, our parish council. Then all of a sudden he stopped telling us that. And we wondering about him, coming to find out that was a hurtful thing, to find out that man went against us for this industry. And he don't live far from me. If the plant would come, it's going to pollute him too, and his family, along with me. But that was a hurtful moment. It really was.
One of the things that was interesting in this process, which was a great shout out to Hip Hop Caucus team, was when we had won, was that you don't know, fossil fuel industry is just playing games with people. They were funding the high school.
Yes.
And they were paid, they had told the high school that they were going to pay for the computer lab and the cheerleading uniforms.
And it didn't.
And they pulled out. And people were coming to you because they were like, oh, look what you did.
Yes.
And you called up leadership at Hip Hop Caucus. And
sure did.
And they paid for the computer lab.
Sure did.
And they paid for the uniforms.
The uniform, the dance uniform.
So shout out to Hip Hop Caucus for doing that.
That's right. Thank God.
But why was that important? And how can we as we are trying to transition from fossil fuel to clean energy, how can we tell other civil rights organizations to, one, not take money from fossil fuel industry, but also be there for our community, like how the caucus did when they paid for the computer lab and the cheerleading. What would you say to that? Because there was an article that came out about how we're seeing a lot of folks who are in the civil rights community are still taking money from the fossil fuel industry.
They're still taking. The high school's still taking. But if you hadn't sent the money for that teacher with those computers, she wouldn't have had a job. And she was so grateful. She wouldn't have had a job. And the dance team, they were so glad for the uniforms because they couldn't pay for those uniforms. But they pulled out, Formosa pulled out after we had done whatever we did to them. So they pulled out. So my thing is stop letting industry get away with not paying the proper taxes. If we can get our taxes, we don't need the industry to buy computers for us. Exactly. The money would go to the schools, the sheriff department, parish councils, stuff like that. So you wouldn't need their money. So they got it over your head by not letting you have your proper tax. So that's one way we can get over on industry. But they give them 20 years tax exempt, 30 years tax exempt. So the school suffers. The police department suffers. They can buy things for the cars and whatever, hire more officers or whatever, but they can't because they don't have the money. And industry just throw them little chicken feed, and they accept it.
What you're saying is so important. I think people need to understand right now that, on top of that, fossil fuel industry gets subsidies, and they literally get paid taxation breaks to pollute and kill.
Yep.
And one of the things with the Trump tax, which we hopefully, that's why elections matter, next year they will become solidified again in 2025. They'll literally talk about, this is $30 trillion of this tax breaks that they'll just be, trillions of dollars. And if that number's wrong, my math is wrong, but it's up there in the T somewhere. I know we know it's up there, but it's a fact of the matter that literally they're getting money. And on top of it, when they don't get these projects, what Ms. Sharon and Shamyra are saying is that then they pull out the community. They go in there to convince the community this is a good project, a good industry. We'll pay for your baseball park. We'll pay for we'll pay for your computer lab. We'll pay for these things. And then when they don't get what they want, they pull out. Everything comes out.
That's right. Isn't that sad?
Except for the diseases,
the sickness,
and the cancer.
And the cancer.
Shamyra, talk about, we've had some victories recently. We had a pause recently on LNG. We know that you and our sister Rashida and others were coming up from the Gulf. Tell people what that is, what that pause on LNG was, or just in general, why are these victories important? And also, why is it important for this administration to do more, meaning the Biden administration?
Absolutely, and the Biden administration has done more than any other administration has ever done for environmental justice.
Yes.
And the EPA has, and I give that credit to Administrator Regan. This LNG pause is important because it's a victory for all of us. It is, we met with the team in DC, and we asked, is this gonna be a permanent pause? Is this temporary? And they explained it to us that this can't be a permanent pause because we would get lawsuits on lawsuits on lawsuits if we just permanently stopped LNG. So we had to temporarily pause it to be able to let the pause actually hold some weight and not get sued by all of the industries, because that's what they were going to do the moment they paused it, or if they made it permanent. That's a victory for all of us because we're being heard. You are seeing us as human beings. You are recognizing that this is a state of emergency here, and we need a state of emergency to be declared in our community. This is a modern day genocide that is happening.
Yes.
So any pause is a victory for all of us, and we pray that this pause continues. We can call it temporary forever. Let it be a permanent temporary pause.
That's right.
We need it to stay.
That's right. That's right.
Ms. Sharon, well, actually, before that, so Shamyra, I want to come back to that. So I feel it's pretty clear if you are a climate denier, that should be disqualifying from office, so that's fine. But I do feel that this administration can do more. And one of those things is declare a climate emergency.
100%.
I do feel that sometimes the Gulf Coast, Appalachia, and the Arctic, sometimes what we saw in the IRA doesn't get treated. We don't get treated well until we rise up, which y'all do quite well. But I do feel this administration sometimes, and maybe tell me, I do feel that sometimes there's a little bit where they will talk about renewables on Monday and then talk about above ground fracking on Wednesday. And I think that they need to be all in the game. So do you think that particularly around like the pausing of petrochemicals, things like that, like this administration, they should come down here and see and take a tour, everybody.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And Mom's invited President Biden to come take a tour for Earth Day last year.
Because when I'm here, I see almost every neighbor, that person has died from cancer.
That's right.
That one. So it's hard to get someone like 100%, you know what I mean? It's just, for me, I need them to come down. I need that to just be, I need them to be part of the process. So good. I'm glad I think we all agree on that. I just want to, so if you're listening out there,
Yes,
y'all need to
that's
come
right.
on down here.
Yes, please.
That's right.
And
Come see for themselves.
and so, Miss Sharon, let's talk about that. You have had an amazing journey in which you have done something that people may not know was spectacular in the climate movement. You came in the climate movement, and we don't need to. It's not about calling no names. So when I'm
Sure,
just,
I can't call names.
no, you can do what you want to do.
All right, okay.
I'm just saying.
There you go.
But there is a tendency that when there is someone who has a gift and is charismatic, particularly the white climate movement uses that person in a usatory fashion. You broke that.
I did.
You 100% did.
Oh, okay.
You broke that by creating your own organization. And then when folks were trying to almost hurt you, again, I'm not calling no names, but trying to hurt you by trying to get your funding pulled or hurt you,
Yes.
you kept on moving.
Oh, yes. And I will.
How did you do that?
I prayed. I talked to God. I talked to him daily. And I talked to him and told him what's going on. And I have no fear after that. And whenever we fall, we're going to get back up.
So folks listening understand that there was attacks outside with industry, and there was attacks within even this process when they felt you were getting out of line. You know what I mean?
They haven't seen nothing yet.
No, that's right, Mom.
You heard it here.
They haven't seen nothing yet.
I know that's right.
This is
And if you saw this, Shamyra, you know what I'm talking about, because we saw how that played out. And I see this all the time. We still, there's folks who are down here in the Gulf, how they even try to put different groups against one another.
They sure do.
They try to pit. So now we're having some real talk.
I know what
That's
you're
right.
talking about.
We're having some real talk.
Oh, yeah. Still
There are
doing
folks who come down here
They sure do.
and will give
coming.
money and pit.
They'll come in and they break up organizations.
it. People that don't look like us.
But
Explain that.
they been in the business longer than we have. They claim to come in to help us, but they really helping themselves. But we didn't know that. But now we are wised up now and we know. And they're gonna fall like Satan, like Formosa falling, they're gonna fall too. Because you can't do God's children dirty all your life.
Yeah.
You're gonna fall.
That's right.
And I pray for them because I'm not glad that they're gonna fall on them, but that's God showing them that they shouldn't mess with his anointed ones.
So for folks to understand, we're very clear. I now work in the funding space. And so what we're talking about now is the fact that there are folks who portray themselves to be translators.
Yes.
And they come down to the communities and they say that we can help you to get additional funding.
That's right.
Or we'll help you get your is C3 status, so help you get organized, which on that face is fine. That's not a bad thing at all.
That's right.
But then what happens there is that as money then flows through them to organizations, when people begin to grow, they say, "But hey, where's all the money that's coming down to us?" It gets funny, right?
Sure.
And then when people begin to speak out, they then pit groups on the ground against one another.
Yes, that's true. That's big time.
And that's what has happened here.
That has happened here.
How devastating has that been to the work on the ground?
For a little while, you'd be kind of sad, depressed. But I don't stay depressed and sad long. It hurts. I'm not gonna lie, it hurts. Because the first set of people that was with us, they left us. And all of a sudden, we got a letter saying they were leaving us. Lord, that was so hurtful. Oh, I had to pray hard on that one. Took me a long time to get over it. Then again, we had another person that was in Rise. He left because somebody influenced him to leave. So he left, and I stayed angry for a long time. But I'm over it. I prayed, so God got me over that hurdle. Because they sit down there and get our information, go bring it to somebody else, and they start an organization off what we have already done. And people think it's easy, but it's not. Same people that started that organization, I don't see any movement at all because you went about it the wrong way.
That's right.
So they think you're going to make money like that. This is not about money. When we started Rise, we didn't know it was money involved. All we knew was the plant wasn't coming here. We knew that. And we didn't know you have to get money to fight these things. I know you need money to make copies of stuff and literature and all that, but I didn't know you needed money to fight an industry. I didn't know anything about the environmental movement. I didn't even know they had an environmental movement until we started Rise St. James. So everything to us was new. I'm telling you, people come here and they ask to help you and they make the money. And we sit up there like some, not knowing we had money.
Wow.
Serious. I feel like I'm not saying I'm dumb, but I'm dumbfounded to know that money was involved in these things. I didn't know that. And like somebody asked us to come speak, somebody told Shamyra, your mama should charge him. I said, no, Shamyra, I can't charge him. So they just offered me a few dollars, and I said, if you want, fine. If not, still fine. I don't care.
I hope
It's not about money. It's about our lives. I don't want the money if I'm going to die. I want them if I'm going to live. I don't need the money to make me live. I just want to breathe clean air, drink clean water. That's the victory. It's not about money. I know you need money to run things and do things. That's fine. Somebody else will do that part. Plus, if I mess with the money, I might misplace it or I might do something wrong, subtract, give somebody the wrong amount, leave myself with nothing. I don't mess with money anyway. So my daddy was like that. He taught me how to save and stuff like that, but I never thought money was a factor in trying to save your lives.
I hope every climate funder sees what you just said. I hope that we take this little bit there because, see, the thing is that they are giving money.
I know.
Thinking it's going to you.
I know, and it's not.
And then they coming back and getting reports back with your picture on it.
I know. I heard about all that.
And then, so they don't hear this right now.
No.
So y'all giving some truths, y'all breaking some news that people don't know we hear.
That was hurtful to find out you trusted someone and they're using you to gain for themselves.
Right.
That was hurtful.
And funders need to know they need to reach out to us directly and let us tell you who we're working with.
That's right.
Don't trust an organization telling you they're working with us
and
that they're giving money to us.
And don't give the money so freely to that person that said they're funding us.
Exactly.
Question them.
Yeah.
Talk to them or call us and talk to us.
My Lord, y'all breaking some stuff today, boy. Y'all,
See, I didn't even call anybody's name.
No, you didn't call nobody's name.
I sure didn't.
You did. Thank you for that.
You did good, man.
You did good.
Shamyra, it's about solutions. Obviously, one of the things we hear all the time is people say, why don't you leave? Right, why don't you move? Like they say when you're either port out to Texas or you're here in Kansas Alley.
I can't leave my neighbors. I was talking about that today. A minute later, was talking about it today. Mita and I were talking about it. And she said she knows she could leave. But she said, what about her neighbors? And I said, I feel the same way. I said, I can't leave Melvin, my friend that used to argue with me in my meetings. Melvin has stage 4 colon cancer. I can't just leave my community and let them just die and I'll go move to New York somewhere. No. If they die, I'm going to die with them. That's my neighbors. I grew up with those people. I lived in St. James. We had everything in St. James. We worked together. We were like family. All of us might be mad today and your friends tomorrow. If somebody died, they can't afford the funeral, we chip in. We help each other. Like Melvin, I'm going to help Melvin. I'm so hurt that he found out he has cancer, colon cancer. And my friend Jean, she's battling liver cancer. How you think I feel? I don't want to go see her because I'm going to cry. It hurts. When I call on the phone, her voice, she's trying so hard to live. But she's willing away. That's hurtful. I'm not going to leave my people. I'm not. I can't. I just can't. I was asked that same question by someone. If they give me $5 million, or give me $1 million, would you sell? I said, no. Give me $5 million. I said, hell no, I'm not going to sell. And why you want to sell? I can't sell and leave them here? No, I'm not. It's not about me. It's about the community. It's about all of us. We all together. So, and we're trying to get the ministers on board. We got 3. 2 come to our meetings, 3 come to our meetings. We're trying to get them on board. You'll be surprised some of the people that say, you can't stop that plant. I don't want to talk to them. I get them away. I don't talk to them. I just let it go through this ear and come out that ear. And I said, dear Lord, you got to help that person because they are lost. They want to see people die. Let CF pollute us and polluting the people in Donaldsonville. Stanley got 3 sisters that died with cancer. I saw him yesterday when I already knew he been told me about it. And he get all upset when we talk because it hurts him to see how this plant is polluting them. He's not far from the plant. He's not even a half a mile from the plant. They built a school right next to the plant. And nobody trying to fight it. So we're going to Donaldsonville. I wish you could come with us to Donaldsonville on the 31st of May to explain to the people what's going on. And I hope the ministers be there. We plan to invite the ministers too.
Why are the ministers not showing up? What's your thoughts?
Some of them
hold up. Why, Shamyra, why you flick your hair on that? Why you flick your hair? When that was the question.
Go ahead, Shamyra.
Because these ministers get under my skin with this.
Some of them.
I'm triggered by the ministers not stepping up. Are they getting money? Is the industry putting money in your collection plate every Sunday, sir? Why aren't you showing up for the people? Why aren't you a louder advocate for this fight than we are? But you're a pastor, you're a priest, and you claim that you're here for the people, right? You work for God or no? Which God are you serving? Because which God would be allowing this to happen that you serve and is telling you to sit down quietly in the corner and don't say nothing and don't upset nobody? What type of priest is fearful? What type of priest does not care about the people's lives that's in his congregation? How much money are you getting in your collection plate? That's what I want to know. Why aren't they standing up? The babies are dying. The women are having miscarriages. We're under attack. This is a genocide. Why aren't they on the front lines fighting?
You put money in the collection, lips are zipped.
What's next for Rise St. James?
Oh, we're going all over. We're going to go to different communities and help them. Yeah. We're going to try to get more funding to help more people and to bring it more international.
Yeah.
And we want to see President Biden.
And we expanding the fight. We expanding our territory. We changed from Rise St. James to Rise St. James, Louisiana, to help the neighboring parishes. Because they're leaving from, some of them are not coming to St. James, they're going to get built in the next parish. So we're trying to fight that too.
It's heartbreaking to hear that and to see that. Carville, you pass on Highway 30, oh, the ethylene oxide is in the air. Yes. Those people are dying over there. And they ask for help.
They reach out to us for help.
Yes.
I just have 5 minutes left. This is such a powerful. I'm actually looking at my producers. My producers are over here. I got Cross, Shamyra, and Destiny. Did I miss anything?
Yeah.
Go ahead. That's up to tomorrow.
So I think there's some constitutional action happening.
Yes.
Some House bills that they're trying to pass.
So the governor is trying to do a whole new constitutional amendment.
He sure is.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Shamyra, you didn't handle that one.
Go ahead.
That's my thoughts.
Go ahead, Shamyra.
Shamyra, I said, not
Shamyra. Oh, this is Shamyra. Okay, yeah.
No,
Shamyra's not here.
Shamyra and I are always traveling, and Shamyra will go to the Capitol and fight these bills also.
Well, is this the bill about the Freedom of Information Act?
This is actually about him actually restructuring the Constitution. There's a want to do
I heard about that.
There's a want to do a Constitution convention. And so again, if you're listening, people are talking about elections that having consequences. We are seeing here in Louisiana, elections have consequences. And so we know right now that a lot of things you mentioned are protected by the Constitution. And so this governor is trying to redo that. So this is wondering what they just answered, that Shamyra, who's a part of the team at Rise, is the one who's handling that part of the conversation.
As long as she could come. She had to pick up a little girl.
No, that's okay. Producers, anything else you want to add? All right, producers mentioned was about climate celebrity and folks who are in the movement who don't even know the folks in their community. What are your thoughts?
They don't know their next
What are your thoughts? And they
don't know
the hair, the smiles, the flicking, all that has started.
Some people out there for the money. They're not doing it because they love their neighbors. They don't even know the neighbors.
You know, when that IRA came down and opportunities opened up for you to be able to get money, a lot of new businesses started.
Justice 40, all come out the woodworks. Changing, making up new organizations, leaving from this organization, go start their own organization. They don't have an objective, a goal, or nothing.
Right.
But they know they're going to get their money. And they get it, too. We've been doing this all this time. We didn't even apply for nothing. We didn't even try to apply.
Yeah. And Rev, I think at the end of the day, that's literally who we're opposing, the people who are motivated for money.
That's
the
right.
industry workers, industry supporters, the politicians, local and state. Now we have the people on this end that's claiming to be helping us that's really only about the money.
That's right.
Still,
That's right.
it's coming from both ends.
Yes, that's
Wow.
right.
You got to watch the people next to you.
That's right. That's right.
Lord, man, I'm afraid to ask producers one more question. Producers, you get one more for you. They over here. Producers, what else you got? So the question is around one. Thank you, producers. If you're listening on right now, the producers, this was such a powerful interview. I want to make sure nothing was lost. Producers are asking the question, who are your allies? And on top of that, who would you want to connect both globally and also in other parts of the movement, but also in other movements that are in the struggle and the fight for the liberation of people? And they want you to answer that one to the camera.
Our allies are the Hip Hop Caucus, the Concerned Citizens of St. John,
Earth Justice.
Earth Justice, Earthworks, and it goes
Healthy
on.
Golf.
Yeah.
Sierra Club.
That's right.
A whole bunch of people. And Poor People's Campaign.
Yes.
And others. Can't think of everybody right now.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of other people we're connecting with.
Absolutely.
Positive thinking people that want to get the work done. And I must shout out to Concerned Citizen of St. John, Robert Taylor. He's passionate about what he does. He's not looking for the money. He want to save those children at 5th Ward Elementary School. I never seen someone so passionate about what he's doing and what he's trying to do. And he need help. And we are there to help him. We're getting ready to make a commercial, me and Robert Taylor, the godmother and the godfather of Cancer Alley. Why somebody steal it?
Oh, and you know, let me also shoot my shot right quick, too.
Go ahead.
Ava DuVernay, Oprah,
Yeah.
and Michelle Obama. If you're listening, Michelle Obama, just Michelle. Okay, I'm just kidding. But if you could come on down, we want to give you a tour. Taraji P. Henson, we was at the Time 100. You said you was going to play everybody in their biopic. We want you to come on down and come see. We want all of Black Hollywood to come see. Issa Rae, we want y'all to come down and take a tour of our community and see what's going on. And Ava DuVernay, you did the Queen Sugar in our community. We want you to come down and see
That's right.
what we have going on in Coco Golf and Coco Jones. Who else you got, Rev?
And Taraji's going to play me in my movie.
There you go.
There it is. I love it. I love it. I just want to say that I don't think people understand how much y'all is home folk. And I'm so grateful for being around you and what you have already done. How can people support you without the middleman, obviously? How can they get to you the resources you need to keep doing this good work?
You can go to risestjames.org. You can email me at Shamyra, SHAMYRA, at risestjames.org. We also have the risestjames@gmail.com email. And our social media handles is Rise St. James. And I think mine is Shamyra_Elizabeth. And mom is Sharon Lavigne in your Instagram.
At Rise St. James, yes.
Okay.
It is? Oh, yeah.
Well, your
I don't
Instagram
mess
handle.
I don't mess with that kind of stuff.
No, I don't.
So yeah,
They have to do that. I can't do everything. When I first started, I was doing everything.
No,
When
that's
she came on, then Shamyra came on. I can cook a little bit now.
it.
cook it now.
At first, I wasn't cooking at all.
We cooking now.
I'm tired of eating fast food and going to the restaurants. I want a home cooked meal. Now I could do it sometimes.
Well, I'm gonna ask you
Like
something
today?
right. I'm gonna ask you something for right now, though.
Today, I gotta go to church tonight.
Oh,
Well, speaking of all of that, as we leave,
If
'cause
you all tell me you're coming, if the crew come,
We go-
tell me, and I can get all of the ingredients, make a big pot of gumbo.
well,
All right,
we
yeah,
gonna figure that. We gonna figure.
Ain't gonna be that stuff you'll buy in the store now.
No, we gonna figure all that out. We gonna
Serious.
we closing
I'm
out.
joking.
No, I know you're not joking.
Okay.
I know you're not joking. But what I want to do,
We are homegrown.
I know. No, we are.
yeah.
We from Louisiana, baby.
We are from Louisiana, baby.
That's right.
Hey, listen. I want us to do what we do.
And you know something else?
Hold my
What?
hand. No, you gotta hold your daughter's hand.
Oh,
You hold my hand.
I'm not finished.
No, but you know what.
I just want you to
But you know what we're
that-
gonna do though.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. You gotta finish.
Oh,
What you gonna say?
we are making a garden, organic garden. We're gonna start Tuesday coming on the 21st of May. It's gonna be a community garden. People in St. Jet can come and get vegetables out of the garden. Going back to the earth, living off the land again. And it's not gonna be polluted because we're gonna have something on top where the pollution don't come in.
Like a greenhouse.
Like a greenhouse, but it's not going to be in the soil. It's going to be lifted up, and we're going to bring our soil and plant it.
So last time we were together, you prayed.
I did.
I'm gonna pray this
Did I
time.
say?
All right, let's
All right,
get
go ahead. Go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, I'm gonna pray.
Okay.
Almighty, I just thank you for bringing us together. I just want to just put a prayer of protection around Rise St. James, around everyone in it, around Shamyra, and around Miss Sharon. I ask you to put a head of protection around them so high that nothing can harm or get in their way. I right now just say anyone or anything or any person that looks to harm any of these amazing Black sisters and Black mothers of mine, I cast you away. And I ask that, Lord, you just protect them. Give them the resources and the infrastructure they need. We pray for those who are suffering with cancer and emphysema and asthma. We pray for all those in this community right now, that they can have long life. We pray that on this hallowed ground that we're on right now, that our ancestors be with us and guide us and lead us. They give us the strength to fight on. And those who are still in the business of killing Black bodies, we rebuke you in the name of Jesus. So right now, God, I ask you to give us the strength and the wisdom and the power to do your work for the liberation of your children. And we know if you before us, nothing can be against us.
That's right.
So bless Miss Sharon, guide her, bless her body. Let her not be afraid, but bless her health. Be with her, heal her from the top of her head to the soles of her feet. Let her know that she is protected. And bless Milton and bless her family and bless all those around who are suffering with cancer. We stand up right now. We ask you, God, to just heal this community.
Yes, Jesus.
In the name that all the children call you by.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. And
Beautiful,
so it is.
beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you so
I like
much.
that.
It's a wrap.
I'm Rev Yearwood, and this is The Coolest Show.
Woo!
Shamyra
Show.
and Miss Sharon.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.